What is up, my crypto legends? Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Let's analyze the situation here for Bitcoin. Let's take a look what is going on the markets, guys. Looks like that we're going to have an exciting week, so I'm going to go show you why, looking at the S&P 500 and also taking a look at Bitcoin, guys. First of all, like always, make sure to destroy the like button, okay? Because today, Monday, we are going to take a look at some different scenarios here on Bitcoin and the rest of the markets. Make sure to destroy the like button. It was a little bit of a boring weekend. We did have that price action to the downside. Right now, Bitcoin has had a pretty nice jump. We are hitting a major resistance level. It is the point of control from the volume traded the last week. As you can see, we've got this weekly price action, as you can see here on the chart, hitting that point of control, big major resistance where we could get heavily rejected. We could also actually consolidate and try and break it here to the upside. Potentially the S&P 500 can have a little bit of momentum to the upside also, and this is what I'm going to explain in today's live stream, okay? So there is a possibility on Bitcoin to get a larger bounce than this one that we've just had a few hours ago. I'm going to show you my trade scenario here because I did enter a long position, okay, just at the $16,200 range, as you can see on the chart. Still in a very, very small position. I've taken 90% of profits from this short, okay, of 17,700. I'm going to explain why did I enter this trade over here. I basically got into this pump because volume was coming in, and also we were hitting a very important Fibonacci level here, which is the 0.88, all right, for a potential harmonic pattern, all right? It's the ultimate level, the 0.88 for a potential harmonic, right? Where we do have a big major drop here, hitting the 50% or 382 fib level that I want to explain from the major drop. And of course, looking for that potential higher low at this range, okay? So this is why I really entered this long trade scenario at that slightly above $16,000. Because for a potential harmonic, I am in a short position, a very small one, and I'm hedging this short position with a new fresh long position, of course, with this trade over here. As you can see, position is already protected, all right, relatively small position, but looking just in case for that big bounce, you know, to make a little bit of gains for this potential jump here on the market. Now, I want to go through the comp section, but there's a lot of news that I want to talk about today, okay, and a lot of, you know, different charts, you know, also similarities on, you know, the 2008 major crash that we did have, all right. We have very, very similar movements. I just posted this just a couple of hours ago, and as you can see, we are forming very similar price action on Bitcoin, on the S&P 500, sorry. This is the S&P 500 2022 and entering into 2023 right now. We can see the similarities, this massive descending channel, okay? This is on the 3-day chart, and it looks like that the next coming weeks entering into 2023, unless the S&P 500 does manage to get above 4,200 points, which would be the last lower high and breaking this resistance trend line and having good fundamental news. This is not the case, of course. Fundamental news is not too good. You know, then of course this would be invalidated. Then we could see price action to the upside here on the S&P 500. But by the looks of things, it looks like that, you know, the S&P 500 could have that turnaround at the 4,100 points. Which is something that I want to analyze in today's live stream if I do get some time to take a look at the S&P 500, because it does look like that we are potentially going to turn around in the next coming days at this 4,200 points, all right? And this is the moment it's going to roll down. If it does roll down and come and test the lows at 3,600 point range, this is just highly probable it's just going to break it and have that leg down, okay? After several retests of a support level in a big massive downtrend, guys, we do know that obviously at the third, fourth time, it's going to be the moment that we're going to drop down. So anyway, yeah, this is what I can see. I'm going to explain why this 4,100 point level is a strong resistance, and that we could have that leg up in the next coming days and consolidate at this 4,100 points, and that will be the moment that we're going to see that exhaustion, and we are likely to turn around to continue this massive downtrend, okay? Let's take a look at the comment section, because there's many other things that I want to talk about. I want to just quickly say hello to the community that I have here. I can see Mark Dutch here joining the live stream. Joseph, thank you, my man, for joining. I got my mother here, Jackie Wood. Thank you very much, always giving me support. Isam, morning. Hemak, Helen, Igor, Bitcoin Bull. Hola, amigo. How are you? Aniket, Daniel. I feel like we hit the bottom, says Daniel. This is a very interesting fact that I want to show you also, taking a look at the weekly volume, all right, on a chart, and the amount of volume that we've had on this drop last week was absolutely crazy. And usually we want high volume to indicate a top or a bottom. And I'm going to show you several bottoms, local bottoms, that there has been on the Bitcoin price, always with a big massive spike in volume. So yeah, some people are saying that I have a feeling that the bottom is in. Yeah, we've got still a lot of people, a lot of bearish sentiment, calling for 12K, 10K Bitcoin. Well, we never really know. What I do know, that this is getting a slightly exhaustion, okay? We've seen, slightly bearish exhaustion, all right, a little bit of sideways action after a big aggressive drop. Of course, we are, potentially going to have a bigger bounce before we continue back down, guys, okay? Doesn't mean that I'm going to be extremely bullish in the next coming weeks, but I do see that bounce coming. And what I want to do is try and get into some long positions, okay? I was in a long position here at this range, guys. Do you remember? I had the short from this 17,700 and the long from the 16,600. I mean, this was a beautiful call from a Gartley pattern, okay, hitting the 618, guys. I know some people in the community did take this trade, this harmonic trade. It's a Gartley harmonic pattern, all right? Hang on 1 second. Right over here, this was talked about on the stream, and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was a difficult trade, but it was a pretty good bounce, okay, hitting that 7.978 Fibonacci level right here, and it was also hitting the 618. Beautiful bounce. I did take most of the profits here at the 618 from this drop, guys, okay? This was very much mentioned on the live stream, and it was mentioned also on the Telegram community group, right? I finally entered that long and said to the people when we were trading at 17,100, I said it was a quick move, okay? This move happened in a matter of minutes, and directly said, guys, I've got into the long at 16,500, taken 80% of profits at this level. I'm going to leave a position just in case we do have more momentum to the upside, but obviously we didn't, so got stopped out at break even. And now we had this momentum, so I was only holding that short till I opened this long here, where we were hitting the daily level, and this was just a couple of hours ago, okay? Position is protected, okay? So we want to get into a nice area. As soon as we were having this price action to the upside, I jumped into that long position, okay? As soon as we were breaking the last lower high range on these, lower high levels, as soon as we were breaking the last lower high, which was at the 16,150, jumped into that trade. And as soon as I am in some pretty decent profits, my stop loss has moved into entry right now, just in case we do, reverse at this critical resistance, all right? I mean, this would be not a bad short, okay? It would be a short to protect position instantly, as I do see the possibility in a kind of a double bottom right here, higher low, guys. There is a possibility. This is why I want to try and get into that long position, like I explained. We're hitting the 0.8 Fibonacci from this move up, and this is a potential harmonic pattern that I will go through in just 1 second, all right? I just don't want to go too deep just yet on the analysis. But overall, like I said, we're hitting massive resistance, This could be a speculative short position. We are forming a slight double top here on the lower time frames. It's not an exact swing failure, as we haven't tested the high, but overall we can see that kind of double top, and we could get a massive rejection here at this moment in the next coming minutes, couple of hours, and have that deeper correction back down the low $16,000 levels because of the point of control. This is the point of control from the volume traded the last week, guys. If we take a look at the fixed range volume profile, for the last week, okay, going from the 8th of November all the way to the 14th of November, okay, looking at these 6 days of price action, you can clearly see it right now, okay, that point of control, it's just right there. This is where we are getting that massive reaction at this level. So the possibility in correcting from here is also very, very possible. I will be happy to continue with that tiny little short position that I'm holding about 10% from that short. But overall, like I said, at these lows, I am looking for potential longs, okay? I'm looking for hedging a swing long, day trade long, or maybe it's going to turn into a swing trade. As I said, we're hitting the 0.88. You could speculate that you could create a higher low right there. We have a major important daily level, that we did get a big bounce. We went through it, but got a bounce. So overall, this kind of exhaustion, it means that we could get a larger reversal before we continue down. So this is where you want to have extremely good risk management, okay? Because your stop loss is going to be relatively close if you are trying to long this area, okay? I'm not going to have a liquidation price, over here or over here, because this could actually come down and we could start hitting those levels, during this week. So you want to have a relatively tight stop loss. Accept the loss if you're going to be wrong with this higher low, and this is basically what I'm doing right now, okay? Let me go quickly through the comment section. Andy, I love you. I'm Olympic. I love you too. Hey Andy, good morning. Good morning, Cryptoverse, Blazed, Eduardo, yo. Daniel, I feel like the bottom is in. Hi Andy, we are waiting for you. Sumar, I am here. Thank you for joining. Joseph, Farmer, like button destroyed. Pratesh, hey handsome. How are you doing, Pratesh? Zach, hey, hit the like button, says Joseph. Joseph and Mark Dutch here giving me insane support. Thank you guys. Jamie.crow, refresh, how are you doing? Like button, let's take a look. Was waiting for the news. Are we likely to short? Well, I mean, this is the thing. I'm already in a short position, but this is a very, very strong resistance zone. The reason why I think that this might create a higher low in the short term and go slightly higher. And one of the main reasons that gives me a little bit of confidence in this potentially happening is the S&P 500. Even though the S&P 500 is going to start facing some resistance, I think it does have a slight move to the upside, almost to 4,100 points. It's currently just at the 4,000 points, looking at the ES, the futures. But if I take a look at the fixed range, okay, 1 second, the volume fixed range from this area, looking from April of 2022, all right, looking at the last 6-7 months approximately. And what I want to take a look here is the value area high zone, which is exactly at 4,050 points, okay, 4,050 points. I'm not interested in this area. I'm interested in this area over here, okay? So I've got the fixed range from volume profile to see what has happened here on the S&P for the last, 5, 6, 7 months actually. And, value area high range is exactly at 4,050 points approximately. What else do I see here on the S&P 500? And, we can zoom out even to the daily. Because we know that Bitcoin is still quite correlated with the traditional stocks. So if the stocks does look like we're going to hit resistance in the next coming days, we need to be extremely cautious. That's when Bitcoin could take that hit and finally go to 12 or even 10K levels. This is probably weeks away, like I just showed you with the chart from 2008. And also, 2022 and 2023. I mean, look at this, it's absolutely insane. The similarities that there is with the S&P price action from 2008, from the price action that there is, from 2021 and 2022, it's just absolutely crazy, all right? We're having the same kind of movements. Fundamentally, we have, very, very similar things as well, on the verge of, a potential, stock market and economy collapse. So, the chart is telling us the same thing. Also, the fundamentals are also telling us the same thing. So are we entering 2023 in a big, massive market crash and a recession? A lot of speculation. So far, it does look like it, okay? So there could be some more pain, and this is not to fund the market. The analysis just says that this is likely to happen. Inside of this, of course, we could have some bounces, looking at Bitcoin. I want to show you something very, very important before I quickly jump to the comment section again, because I am really interested in taking a look at the community right now. Basically what I wanted to talk about today also was the number of addresses with a balance of plus 10,000 Bitcoin, okay? 10,000 Bitcoin, which is a huge amount. Of course, these are massive whales. There's only just over 120 addresses holding over 10,000 Bitcoin. But in October, just last month, there were about 100 wallets holding 10,000 Bitcoin. And just the last few weeks, we have added another 20 addresses. This is 200,000 Bitcoin. You can see in the black here, the Bitcoin price here, and this is of course from Glassnode data, the massive drop that we've had, all right, just a few days ago. On the other side, whales have been accumulating. There are more addresses right now, to be exact, in less than 2 weeks, we have added 20 new wallets, all right, holding more than 10,000 Bitcoin, which is absolutely crazy. This is a huge amount of Bitcoin. 200,000 Bitcoin is a lot. So, I mean, what does this really mean? This doesn't have a short time impact on the market. It's just telling you that we are, whales are accumulating at these levels, okay? People, especially whales, of course, the big players, the smart players, if the smart players are buying aggressively at these levels, this is just saying that, of course, Bitcoin will have that bounce, potentially, in mid 2023, late 2023, entering in 2024. This is very, very good mid-term. Short term, of course, there could still be massive manipulation to the downside. But overall, 20 wallets with over 10,000 Bitcoin just added the last few weeks. This is telling me that there's a lot of interest in buying Bitcoin, while we're going even lower, guys. So I wouldn't be brave enough to say that the bottom is in, as we haven't seen a stock market crash, okay? So this is the thing, the stock market, real stock market crash, just like what happened in 2008, we haven't seen this just yet on the S&P 500. We've been in a pretty nice downtrend, okay, for over a year, but this has just been, it had been nice bounces here on the S&P 500. We haven't seen the proper crash. That proper crash here back in 2008 went from 1,300 points all the way to 800, and of course this was, I don't know how much it was, but it was about a 30-40% drop in just a matter of a couple of months. And this was pretty huge. For the stock market, 30% drop is huge. Of course, for Bitcoin, 30% is just like a walk in the park, right? But for the stock market, a 30% drop was huge. Okay, so we could see another pretty decent 30% drop on the market, and this is what is gonna trigger like that kind of recession sentiment in entering into 2023. So yes, anyway, just some on-chain data that I wanted to share, the similarities that there is also with 2008 price action. And let's take a look at some trading scenarios, guys. I want to go through the comment section. Love you, Andy. I love you too. Civic Clips, thank you for joining the live stream. Now we are over 500 people watching the stream. Now is when I need all of you guys at the same time to destroy the like button and start commenting, because I've talked about Bitcoin, what could potentially happen. We could talk about more scenarios right now after taking a look at the comment section for the next 10 minutes. But this is the moment you need to destroy the like button and start commenting, guys, because I am going to interact with the community right now at this moment. Civil Clips, thank you for joining. Oscar, thought about using GMX for decentralized leveraged trading. GMX, decentralized leverage trading. Well, I haven't been using this, but it's a very good thing you're pointing out there, because maybe decentralization, platforms for trading is also part of the future, right? Definitely going to take it into consideration. For the moment, I use Bybit. You guys know this. Bybit is the number one. I have used it for over 2 years right now, and it's just, for me, the place to go. They have a huge amount of liquidity. They have billions of dollars worth of 24-hour volume. and it's just fresh liquidity moving every single time. So I think, you know, there's a lower risk, you know, from big spot platforms that are doing all of these kind of different, you know, lending and, you know, all of these different features that they have. You know, I think futures leverage trading platform is a little bit slightly different, and there's, for me, it's like it's slightly safer, right? People are trading every single day. People are depositing every single day as well. So I think it's a different case for these platforms. You know the deal. This is my favorite one. Been using it for over 2 years. This is where I have most of my trading capital. You got an insane bonus down below still. Okay, I think they've only got about 5 days left, guys, for this insane bonus. I mean, it's the one that I use. So if you are experienced and you know, for me, it's the best one. I have absolutely no issue with Bybit for the last 2 years. So yeah, you got a $30,000 bonus that can be claimed at the rewards hub. There's only 5 days left, if I'm not mistaken. So about 5 or 6 days left for this insane bonus, all right, of $30,000. It's my #1 crypto platform for my trading. Let's take a look. So you got that link down below, guys, if you want to sign up. It takes less than 2 minutes. Let's take a look at the comment section, and you know, but decentralized trading is definitely an option, okay? You know, this GMX, you know, decentralized perpetual exchange, it's definitely, you know, part of the future, part of the cryptocurrency future, because there's going to be a large section of decentralization in crypto. You know, I'm mainly in crypto because of decentralization. I like having my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, stable coins, all in decentralized platforms or wallets, all right, never in exchanges. I was not affected either by FTX, either by BlockFi. You know, I only provide liquidity to decentralized swaps, okay? So I get, you know, they're decentralized, basically. They're very unlikely to have any kind of collapse because they are decentralized. There's no real entity, you know, playing with your funds, such as these large centralized exchanges. I'm not affected by FTX, by BlockFi. You know, I'm not sure if crypto.com is going to have a collapse in the end, but I have traded on crypto.com, but I'm not saving I'm not having any crypto on that platform, all right? All of my crypto, apart from my trading cryptocurrency, is, of course, is in Bybit or PrimeXBT. But the one that I have, you know, personally, are in decentralized wallets, okay? This is extremely, extremely important to know, guys. So let me just go here quickly. Pac-Man, how are you doing? Thanks, Pac-Man, to join the live stream. You're the man. Thank you very much. Hey, Andy, woohoo. Thin Lee, how are you doing? So Nick says here, 16.k-ish retest will be a key level to watch. Monthly 78.6 fib level, daily weekly close above that would be bullish. So daily or weekly close would be bullish. So 17.2. Let's take a look at the weekly, because we did close a weekly yesterday and it was a pretty aggressive weekly candle, okay? I mean, this does look pretty bearish for the mid-term, so maybe a potential large bounce, all right, is very possible. Something that I wanted to talk about also, guys, and it's super important. You guys, that you know that I have a lot of information, okay, entering into this week, and I do want to go through the comment section. Let me just go through the comment section. I'll just get a chart here ready on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on Coinbase, for example, because I really want to show you the weekly volume and how the weekly volume has, you know, the price action has been bottoming out many times, all right, when we've had a large weekly volume, all right? Not in this case, of course, as we were only starting the big major bear market. I just want to show you some different, you know, different bottoms here where we've had a spike on the weekly volume, guys, and you know, this could give us a sign also that we are potentially, you know, potentially finding a local bottom here. Let me go quickly through the comment section and continue here before I take a look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Burger King hiring team. Seb, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Let's go through the comment section. Right. I think I can see some people talking about the FTX situation and crypto.com in the comment section. Welcome to Dubai, Andy, Sarav, thank you very much. I'm going back on Friday back home. Good morning, Eyes of Lizard. Monthly close to 19,005 will be bullish, as it will be double bottom. Okay, let's take a look at that scenario also. So the monthly close above 19.5k is bullish. I see here from J. Liam. Why would it be bullish? Let's analyze that situation. So it would be a double bottom. Okay, I get your point here. It would be a monthly swing failure pattern. Hey, we still have over 15 days, okay, for that monthly close. But I get your point here. And I guess you are talking about 17.5, not 19. Okay, but above 19.5-ish. Yeah, even though, you know, it doesn't have to be that high. If the monthly close is, guys, and this is extremely important, it could show a potential reversal, guys. Check out the Bitcoin price here on the monthly. We still have 15 days for this monthly close, but we've got the low right over here at round about 17.6k, okay? Let me just check the low. The low is, yeah, 17.567, so 17,567. We got this low from June, and if we have this price action, and just say that we are going to close at 18, 19,000, this is going to turn into a big massive wick. And what does this mean? You know, this has the possibility that the price action, you know, could find a kind of a double bottom swing failure pattern on the monthly. And, you know, we cannot ignore this, okay? That will be really important. And the best, you know, example that I could give you right now is basically at the top, guys. Look at this. It's just as easy as just showing you this. What happened here, you know? There was a moment where the price action here was full on red, full on green, right? Sorry, no, it was fully green, you know, and you never would have thought it might be closing below the all-time high from April, and then have a massive reversal, right? You know, we got to see the options here, okay? Because this is just pure technical. We have a massive monthly swing failure pattern back in November of 2021. This was the all-time high. The monthly created a double top swing failure pattern. So what if this monthly candle closes well above 17.5k, which was the low here created in June? Well, it potentially can be bullish, guys. You know, if we do see that wick here over you know, at the end of the month, we cannot ignore, if we do have that wick, that this could actually, you know, potentially create an aggressive reversal the next coming months. You know, it is a possibility, right? We don't want to get too excited yet, and it's probably going to close the monthly below 17.5. So we just don't want to get excited with this at the moment. This is something that we will analyze, you know, in December if that were to be the case, okay? But yeah, best example I could give you is right there, right? Look at this monthly swing failure. Can this turn into a monthly swing failure pattern also? There will be a lot of whale interest if that does happen in December, okay? Very likely. Right, just want to talk watchers. LA. Hi Andy, kindly check Bitcoin at 1 day time frame with the 5 EMA. It's insane. Okay. Christian, we can take a look at that. 5 EMA. I've never used that. But anyway, take a look at the daily with the 5 EMA. Okay, like we can do that. Because I am interacting with the community and I'm, you know, at your orders right now. Let's take a look at it. So we've got the 5 EMA. I've never used this. Why not? Someone saying it is insane. Exponential moving average. So what's going on with the 5 EMA? It's on 5 right now. Yeah, there's nothing too attractive with the 5 moving average, basically, because like you know, the reason why I'm not, you might think, wow, it's touching the 5 moving average. This is not exciting for me, you know. Moving average, this for me is not a resistance. I never use moving averages, never, ever, never, in any case scenario. I might take a look at it for fun, But yeah, what does this mean? What does this mean? We're hitting the 5 moving average. You know, we went up and down from the 5 moving average, you know, after the drop here. So it was kind of resistance here, but not here. I mean, look at this. We pierced through it. It was a little bit, but then sideways, up, down, up, down. I just don't get the point of the moving averages a lot of the time. Maybe a little bit here. Yeah, we're basically going to touch. We just touched that 5 moving average, daily moving average, but it's not basically anything important for me, especially for trading. Definitely not a trading indicator. Thoughts on swing failure pattern? Yeah, what swing failure pattern on what time frame? Let me know what time frame. When Andy starts using the EMAs just to please his community, it sure is the best moment to thank him with a like. Mark Dutch, thank you very much. Yeah, that is very, very true. Very, very true. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm here for the community as well, giving my opinion, and also you give me your opinion, guys, and I can give you my opinion on your opinion. So yeah, I want to talk about the weekly, guys. I want to talk about the price, you know, the weekly chart on Bitcoin, which I think is, you know, very, very important. All right, because I can show you, you know, local bottoms with high volume. Right, you know, volume is a great indicator to show you where there is a potential massive buying pressure or massive selling pressure, and in the past it has helped us to, you know, see potential bottoms in this case, right? We're talking about bottoms right now. You know, where could the bottom be? And I just want to show you a few examples, right? I put a horizontal line here so you could see large spikes in volume, right? We got this one. We've got this one right over here, and you could arguably discuss. It always gives you a local bottom, right? Look at this one right over here. Okay, let's go. We got this one right now, which is huge. It's one of the largest volume drops, you know, for the last few years. I mean, for about 4 years, the largest volume drop has been, you know, last week, sorry. So yeah, I just want to show you guys, and this is really, really interesting. You know, this is something that we cannot ignore. We got this volume spike to the downside, okay, which was in June of 2022, okay, June, just a few months ago. Massive big spike here. All right, and that's a massive big candle to the downside. This is when we had the June drop. What happened? We found a local bottom. I mean, the price action went to $17,500 range, okay, for the low, and had a massive bounce all the way up to almost 25,000. You know, this is over a $7,000 pump, okay? So a $7,000 pump in just a matter of weeks, you know, this is pretty big, right? In about 1 to 2 months. Already in August, we were already at that 25K level. And you know, this was a pretty nice bounce, okay? $7,000 bounce on Bitcoin is relatively pretty big. So that volume candle did indicate a local bottom, right? As soon as we closed that weekly candle, the price action went sideways and it had a major bounce, guys. So let's go back here. We actually found a local bottom here also. I mean, this was, you know, we were just starting a major bear market. So it was normal, but this, you know, once we had that spike in volume from the low of that candlestick, which was round about, let me just say 25,300, we had a relatively nice bounce all the way up to 31,800. So that is already also about a, you know, $6,000 pump in a matter of weeks. So yeah, like I said, another volume candle right over here. This was the May 2021 famous crash, right after the distribution. So what happened right over here? Yeah, a big major bounce after that major candle close on the weekly. So we can see, you know, every time we're getting a bounce, it's a local bottom here, as you can see. We didn't successfully break down the low. We were slightly dipping below $30,000, but this was, you know, quite a few weeks. You know, this was the entire summer. In August, we were, you know, already starting to pump aggressively, but it was a local bottom, right? With the spike in volume, price action did not break support and continue to the downside. It did not happen. So, you know, that you got another one right there. Right over here, you just have large volume on this massive run to the upside. We got this one. We got C19 crash. Massive spike in volume also. What happened? It was a bottom. It was the bottom. Here's where we had a massive reversal. This one was a top indicator. Look at this spike in volume back in July of 2029. What did this indicate? Either a top or a bottom. In this case, it was a local top, as you can see right there. Where's our next large volume? Well, we did have this large volume over here. This was in December of 2018. Also indicating a bottom, a little bit of sideways action. We did not successfully continue to the downside. What happened? We reversed, guys. You know, we're taking a look at all of these volume spikes. All of these volume spikes have indicated a local bottom or a local top in the case of this one back in July of 2019. You know, even this one right over here, and this was, you know, the start of the bear market. This one actually went from 5,800 with that large volume to 11,000, okay? It was a quick bounce here just for a few weeks, okay? Basically, when you have a large amount of volume on the weekly, it indicates a local bottom, and it's always happened, guys. We've had a major bounce on each spike of volume that I'm showing you here for the last 4 years, right? And you know, I'm showing you bear market levels. I'm showing you levels here inside of the bull run also of 2021. So we cannot ignore this, right? We could not ignore this situation, and especially when it's this large, right? This large spike in volume right now is telling me that we could have a local bottom and we could bounce in the next coming weeks, or at least not successfully breaking down $15,000 range, okay, anytime soon. We could test it, we could double bottom, just like what happened here in the summer, all right, or just like what happened in, you know, the late 2018 bear market, but there was no successful momentum to the downside after that huge volume spike, okay? So yeah, this is what I'm saying, you know, there's so many, you know, if you say it's a 50-50% ratio, then I'll say, hey, let's ignore it because the probabilities are not high, but the probabilities are huge here, you know. But I'm basically showing you 7 spikes in volume, and all of them, you know, I would say 6 out of 7, they are showing you a local bottom. So the probabilities are very high. They're over 80%. So I'm just saying, you know, there could be an 80% probability that we are going to find a little bit of a base, sideways action. I mean, you know, because history has showed us this, you know, when we have a large amount of volume breaking, moving to the downside, you know, we could find a local bottom. And it's just something that I wanted to point out, guys. It's super important. Let's technical analysis is fine, but you really need to zoom out of chart and see bigger picture. There is high inflation, war, recession, exchanges falling, etc. There is no way a bull run will happen now. Hey Sash, I mean, I'm not saying that there's going to be a bull run, but I am saying that we could see bounces, all right? We could see big bounces, especially, you know, and we do technical analysis for trading. We have good risk management and we do technical analysis for trading, all right? I like to get into shorts, into longs. You know, I'm a bull and a bear. You know, every single minute, every single day, I can be a bull or I can be a bear. Why? Because I trade. I want to trade the market, and you know, I also want to help the community to trade the market. You know, this is why here on Bybit, you know, I'm longing, I'm shorting. You know, I do day trades. You know, scalps, swing trades, and the technical analysis is, you know, so I can jump into some trades with good risk management. And make some gains, guys, at the end of the month. It's all about that. I mean, I don't really care where Bitcoin goes because I'm actually trading the market, right? We want to make some gains no matter the market goes down or up, right? Weekly BTC RSI, says David. All right, we can take a look at the weekly Bitcoin RSI. Pac-Man, what's up? Let's take a look at weekly RSI. Johnny Freedom says 12K, then 9K, then 6K. If it would be that easy, I would place, you know, a 20x, you know, $1 million trade to the downside, right? Let's do that. No, we don't want to do that. You know, probably it is going to happen, but we could see some major local bounces, guys. So stay a little bit cautious with that. Let's take a look at the weekly RSI for Bitcoin. What can we see on the weekly RSI? And also, you know, weekly RSI could give us some pretty interesting facts here on what could potentially happen in the lower time frame, on the medium time frames also. So let me just get the weekly RSI here, and we can we can take a look at it. Yeah, there's some massive bullish divergence on the RSI. I'm not sure if we're gonna. Yeah, we haven't seen bullish divergence on the RSI before in a bear, and not at least in this bear, in the last cycle bear market, but on this one we are seeing lower lows on the RSI. I mean on the price action, of course, lower lows and higher lows. You know, this is maybe an indication that we are seeing some bearish exhaustion. All right. Well, bearish exhaustion can follow to about 15k, 14k. It is very possible, but overall the RSI is indicating, you know, that we are having that exhaustion. All right, pretty interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple. Looking at this scenario, look at this. You know, the lows created right over here. RSI at oversold, all right? Every time RSI has been at oversold territory, we have seen a bounce. So we can see 2019, 2020. Let's see the price action here. Also 2015, of course. 2015, massive selling pressure in the bear market. Oversold RSI. So it's at oversold territory here for the last few months. You know, is that potential bounce going to happen? Well, it's not a hugely reliable indicator, but it gives us a sign that, yeah, potentially if we do combine with different technicals, we could see that, you know, potential bounce, local bounce is very possible in the coming weeks. The only reason why I would be confident for that bounce, like I said, is that the S&P 500 does have a potential more momentum to the upside of 100 points. Okay, it could happen. It could happen. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, guys, because it's extremely important, and I think the S&P 500 is ready for a crash, maybe entering into December. I'm not sure how long we're going to consolidate here at this level, but you know, let me just show you on the S&P 500 how we are starting to enter a very interesting range here in between 4,000 and 4,100 points for a potential big massive crash. All right, maybe entering into 2023, maybe by December of this year. Just let me go. Let's go to 15.5k, Andy. Maybe yes. Maybe yes. We might test the lows. I mean, this would be another trade scenario. You know the deal. I don't want to, and I'll go jump into Bitcoin now. Just 1 second. I don't want to long. I don't want to short the bottom. You know, I don't want to short. You know, this is why I'm in a long position here on Bybit. You know, I entered a long at 16,200 range. You know, I'm entering long shorts. You know, there's no way I'm going to short this bottom because I know there's a possibility of a double bottom, a potential swing failure. I'm like that. Okay, we long in support and we shorting resistance. So can we actually test the lows at 15.5 that we did create here just a few days ago on the 9th of November? Absolutely. But you know, I would consider what kind of price action are we going to do if we test these lows. I mean, the reason I entered here was because, you know, we were hitting the 0.88. You know, there's a speculation here for a potential Fibonacci level, slightly higher low. I know there's a lot of people shorting the range here, expecting that these lows are going to be tested and we are going to have that wick to the downside. But sometimes it doesn't happen. You know, if I've taken most of this profits from this short at the 618, because 618 is also a major level where we do get bounces. You guys remember from that live stream here on, it must have been on the 10th, 11th of November, saying I am looking for shorts right there, and then showed you the short position, and I'm taking profits at the 618. It is level to level trading, guys. That live stream was on the 10th of November. You can check it out if you want. It was just a few days ago, and that was spot on, guys. That was really spot on that short. Of course, long in this also. We had a pretty nice, you know, trading week last week. It was pretty nice. I mean, I'm basically still in that short, some of that short. Longed here, took instant profits as we had that jump here. on this drop, okay, to that 16.5, and you know, took most of the profits at 17.1, and then, you know, got stopped out, of course, at break even. Now this moves to the downside, 0.88. We got a major daily level also. You know, if we go to the daily chart and we take a look at their daily levels from 2020, and they have been respected. I'm going to show you this daily, and daily, okay? Daily close and open from 2020. There's major levels here. And if we take a look at the lower time frames, you know, you like it or not, they have been kind of respected. Right, let me just show you this first example. Look at this 1 hourly candle. Bang, closing above the range, getting support. Where did we get the resistance? Exactly at that daily level. So these levels are relatively important. You do get those bounces from them, okay? Not successful breakout. So at a daily level all the way down here, got the bounce, of course. We're hitting that daily level and that 0.88, and this is why, you know, I entered that long, you know. There's a very high possibility in double bottoming out here in the lower time frames. This is why I entered the long position, protected position as always, as soon as I am in, you know, not nice profits, but a big you know, a percentage move, right? And if I entered a trade here and I got my stop loss here, you know, and this is already a 1-to-1 to my stop loss, you know, this trade cannot turn into a losing trade. Never, right? Protect position. I will always have time to re-enter a long position if I get stopped out at break even and we have a swing failure pattern from the low, or we consolidate and there's some signs of strength. You know, I will have time to re-enter that long. But what happens if we drop aggressively? It's going to be very stupid to be in a profitable trade here, right? And finally getting stopped out, okay, from that trade when you have been in profit. It just doesn't make any sense. I've learned so much of that, you know, protecting position. Right, super chat. I can see the super chat. Thanks, guys. Comment section going crazy here with the spanners and, you know, and the nail varnish or whatever Seb is posting. It's just to attract my attention, guys, so don't freak out, okay? Community, don't freak out with the mods. It's just to attract my attention. Let me go through the comments, through that super chat. Where is it? Thank you, mods, for letting me know about that super chat. Right, hi Andy, if BTC does go to $10,000, what sort of percentage drop could we expect to see in the alt? Well, I think, you know, it's much higher. So it goes from Bitcoin, you know, if Bitcoin drops 10%, Ethereum will probably drop about 15 or 20%. And, you know, from mid cap to low caps, basically, you know, mid caps would be dropping in between 20-30%. Low caps would be dropping more, you know, 30 to 50%. So there's no exact math on how, you know, how far, you know, what bigger percentage there is, but it's going to be much bigger, of course. You know, a 10% drop on Bitcoin is usually a 20-30% drop on altcoins, right? So just a much larger percentage. You can basically take a look at Bitcoin chart, and on the weekly or the daily, you know, just take a look at these, you know, potential drops that Bitcoin has had, and just go to the altcoins, just go to a bunch of altcoins, and you check out that percentage drop, okay? So if, you know, let's see, for example, you know, the drop that we've had last week, okay? Let's count last week's drop on Bitcoin. You know, we go from the high of the week to the low. It was almost a 25% drop last week, guys. So what chart can we take a look at? Let's go with Ethereum, just keep it simple. You know, I mean, Ethereum isn't doing that bad. You know, it's probably about a 20-25% drop also. I think it would be slightly higher. So from last week, from the highs to the lows, yeah, it is higher. It's about 32% drop. So Bitcoin dropped 25%, Ethereum dropped 32% last week. And of course, you know, we can start getting an altcoin. I guess Solana wouldn't count, but it's a large mid-cap coin. Okay, it's a large cap coin. Solana got absolutely destroyed. So yeah, we're going to take a look at another one from last week, the end of the week, 60%. So as you go lower on the altcoins, I mean, Solana did have a little bit of FUD news, as you know, FTX was holding a lot of Solana. Let's go with, I don't know, Algorand. Maybe Algorand is another mid-large cap. You know, last week Algorand did get that drop of from the highs to the lows, 40%. So you can see Bitcoin 25, Ethereum 32, and these large cap coins, mid cap, large cap coins, 40%. And as you go lower, it would be about 50, 60%, right? So let's take a look at, I'm just gonna take a look at one more, and let's go with, I don't know, Engine Coin, or another lower cap, you know, what low cap can we take a look at? Let's just take a look here at some low caps. Loop Ring, for example. Yeah, let's go and take a look at Loop Ring or DYDX, right? DYDX, which is a decentralized exchange. So let's go with DYDX here, just 1 second, and let's see the percentage drop. Anyway, it's much larger usually. Okay, let's go to the weekly. Oh, DYDX actually got a pump. DYDX pumped last week. It was a massive kind of short squeeze. So in this case, DYDX had a good week last week, which was pretty unusual. But this is why we say 95 or 96% of the altcoins, because there are some altcoins that will suddenly pump out of nowhere. Carver, for example. Let's take a look at Carver. And this is the last one we're going to take a look at, okay? Last week, Carver had a drop of, I would say blindly, 40%, 42%. Yeah, altcoins, you know, if Bitcoin drops 25%, on average, altcoins are going to drop 40%, for example, right? So if it's a 10% drop on Bitcoin, yeah, you could do the math there, and it would be about a 25% drop on altcoins. Right, let's take a look. BTC closing above the 50 EMA on the 1 hourly, no falling anytime soon, likely to stay at 16,700 or higher for the next 4 hours. Okay, I mean, I'm not an EMA fan, but if you say so, then this does look, you know, pretty good. Are we going to see Bitcoin above the 50 EMA in the next coming hours? So we're not dropping anytime soon. I personally think, you know, I've got massive speculation here that we are having a local bottom, okay? Like I showed you, we've entered a new week. This wick over here had a huge amount of volume, and I think we're finding a massive range. So I don't think we're going to drop below $15,000 this week, guys. So this is why we're going to trade the range. I don't think there will be a successful drop this week. What would be an excellent trade would be a swing failure pattern. What kind of swing failure pattern? Well, of course, from the lows created here on the 9th. So if we do drop below this level, guys, and fail the breakdown, okay, and just say in the coming days, and get acceptance back in above the low created on the 9th of November, this is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be a pretty nice opportunity for me for looking for that long position, okay? Always being, you know, intelligent trading, smart trading, protecting my capital, entering trades. I just entered this long position just a few hours ago. Instantly we were inside of the pump as we were breaking major levels. We were hitting the daily, we were hitting a 0.88 fib level. I'm speculating that there could be a harmonic pattern, which I'm going to show you right now, okay? And of course, as soon as I enter that trade and I am in profit, you know, and we've got a pretty large percentage move, you know, I protect position. I will always have time, if I do get stopped out at break even, to re-enter that position, all right? So risk management, guys, is the #1 thing if you want to be a consistent, profitable trader. We all know this. This is what we talk about mainly on the channel. So what Fibonacci, what harmonic pattern do I see here? You know, well, what does Bitcoin like to do a lot of the times is come above, you know, the last lower high range, for example, right? So if you create a lower high, you know, coming from a downtrend, you want to get above the lower high. You want to get above the lower high, right, to get that liquidity. And this is where a lot of harmonics are created. So this is a very, very, very attractive level, all right, for a lot of for a liquidity grab. which is the $18,000 range, right? Is that lower high level that we created on the 10th of November. Don't think that we're not going to hit that level, because we are very likely going to hit that level in the next coming days, okay? Because there's a bunch of liquidity. There could be that short squeeze, that liquidity grab, and this is why harmonics, harmonics were created for that liquidity. If you take a look at our harmonic patterns, and they are everywhere, it's a pattern that doesn't make any sense at all, right? But it's basically, they are liquidity grabs, because but what happens when you break a level like this, right? You think you're going to create, a higher high, higher low. You're going to bounce from this major level. No, you absolutely destroy it, right? So you think you're going higher, and then you reverse, right? Because you're just getting a liquidity grab for above a high, and then you turn it around. So, like I said, this is a very much interesting range where we can hit, all right? And it's this is what I want to discuss with you guys. Where can I find the X point for this harmonic? Because we can take a look at the highs right over here at 21K, which is, you can count this as an entire drop, or this spike over here. And this is what I'm still analyzing the situation. But if you take a look at Fibonacci from the highs on the 5th of November, before we were having this major drop with the, when we had started having the exchange FUD, Fibonacci from this high to the local low, we are basically we got resistance at the 382 here, which is slightly below 18,000, which slightly got volatility, but it was a daily level, there was a lot of volume, it was a high probable level where we were going to get rejected. So if I take a look at Fibonacci from this level, right, we want to take up Fibonacci, looking at the 1 hourly, at the spikes, okay? At major levels. You're not going to get Fibonacci at the middle of a drop, okay? So there's two major levels here to take a look at Fib. At this consolidation before the drop, or at this spike over here. If we take a look at this spike, taking a look at Fibonacci, from this spike over here to the local low, guys, guess where we hit to perfection? The 50% Fibonacci right there at $18,000. So we hit the 382 from this drop, we hit the 50% from this drop, and this is just telling me one thing, that the probability here and creating a higher low, and the 0.88 is the last level for a harmonic, and we just hit it a few hours ago. This is why I entered that long, guys. Very likely knowing that we're not going to break down, and especially showing you the weekly volume on Coinbase. This is an extremely important indicator for a potential local bottom, guys. It's extremely important. So this is why this area is for longing. This area is not for shorting, it is for longing, and it is for protecting our capital. We protect positions on our trades. My long position is protected. That's it, period. We get down, stopped out, I do not lose some of my capital. And this is the most important of trading. People want to make huge amount of gains and risk 50% of their capital. I'm using a small percentage every time I trade, but this makes me not emotional. This makes me have good gains at the end of the month, because I'm basically making small trades and adding and protecting position and adding, guys. And there's no major other secret on this. I know I've made better traders out there, because I do get really good comments. So if you do stick around, in the next coming months, I'm 100% sure you will be a better trader if you stick around, okay? So yeah, basically, of course, this is a level for longing. This is not a level to panic. For trading, it's good for longs, but it's like I said, we want to protect position just in case we are wrong. Just imagine crypto.com falling right now. Withdrawals have been paused, this, that, and having another effect on an exchange. It's not going to be good, guys. We're probably going to break the low if we do see another large exchange drop. There's going to be a massive panic again, and the fundamentals will break the technicals. But if we have good risk management, we're going to make some gains, guys. You know it. We can make some gains. No matter if we do have FUD, bad news, bad fundamental news, I will not lose money on this long position. That's it. Easy, right? So we want to be very good with our risk management. And this is what I'm trying to explain to the community most of the times. NFT Shield Maurizio, thanks for joining, guys. We've got NFT Shield Maurizio here. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel. He talks about NFT. He is partnered with DaVinci. He's got some videos, collaboration with DaVinci J15. So NFTs are getting a hit also. The entire market are getting a hit, guys. But if you want info of NFTs, you've got to check his channel out. So shout out to Maurizio, who's been supporting me for a long time. 560 people watching, guys. Yeah, destroy that like button. Destroy the like button. Destroy it, guys. We can get to 300 likes in a matter of few seconds. Andy, can you show us your volume settings? Volume settings is easy, okay? I don't have any specific volume settings. The volume is what it is, okay? So if you do go here to volume on indicators, you just need to right click and put it in a different row. So move to a different row, basically, row below. And there's no settings being changed here. You just put it in a different row. Guys, I need to wrap it up. I'll probably do another live stream afterwards, okay? You know, like I say, I'm looking for that potential bounce. Stock market likely going to get a little bit of a bounce to higher levels. And Bitcoin does look like, you know, a double local bottom is possible. Stay cautious with your trading, guys. Make sure to take a look at Fibonacci, potential different patterns, all right? I do think that this $18,000 range can be claimed before the end of the week, guys. Our week is closed with large volume, like I showed you. Check that out on the live stream just about 10-15 minutes ago. It could indicate this local bottom, and before continuing to the downside to 10K or 8K, it's possible that we are going to get this bounce, guys, okay? Destroy that like button. Let's take a look at the super chat. The issue I see, Andy, that no one of these red selling candles were in a bear market. Absolutely, of course they were. Of course they were. The one that they're selling, the volume ones, right? Let me take a look. Yeah, of course they were. You know, I've been taking a look at the ones from 2018 and 2019. What do you mean they weren't in a bear market? 2018 and 2019 were bear markets. So the ones I've showed you also here, where they've had that local bounce, they were at the start of a bear market. You know, look at this big major bounce that we had. You know, this is a huge bounce. You know, look at this one from this bear market from late 2018, right? We did not successfully, went sideways for a few weeks, but we went up afterwards. You know, we got C19, we got this one which was high, it wasn't the bottom. So yeah, we got three. All of these three volume spikes were in bear markets, and there was a local big bounce after a few weeks, okay? In the case of C19 was huge, okay, different case. So you got three different scenarios. They were in a bear market. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the live stream. Remember, you got an insane bonus down below from Bybit, okay, up to $30,000 to be claimed. Check it out, guys. It's, you know, there's only 5 days left for this insane bonus that can be claimed at the Rewards Hub. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. Check out the socials down below, Bitcoinsensus website. You know, we've got our Twitter also that we do post stuff every single day. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.